In this video, we'll be discussing a very small topic, that is deadlock handling. So basically, there are three methods to handle deadlock. The first one is by using a protocol to prevent or avoid deadlocks, ensuring that the system will never enter a deadlock state. Okay, that is the first method. Now the second method is we'll allow the system to enter a deadlock state, but when it happens, it will detect it or recover it. Okay. Now the third method is ignoring the problem altogether and pretending that deadlocks never occur in the system. So this is used in Linux and Windows. Hence it is the responsibility of the developer to develop programs that can handle deadlocks. Why? Because here OS is doing nothing to handle this problem. Okay. So the first one, that is prevent or avoid deadlock. So here we ensure that the system doesn't enter a deadlock state. For that, we'll be using deadlock prevention or deadlock avoidance. So deadlock prevention is a set of methods that ensures that at least one of the necessary conditions for deadlock cannot hold. We already know that there are 4 necessary conditions that should happen simultaneously for a deadlock to occur. So what deadlock prevention does is that it makes sure that at least one of the condition doesn't occur. Okay, so if one of the condition is not there, there is no deadlock. Okay, now moving on to deadlock avoidance, it requires that the operating system to be given additional information. What additional information? That which resource a process will request and use during its lifetime. So based on this additional information that the process gave to the OS can decide whenever a process requests for a recite, it can decide if the process should wait or not. Okay, so that is deadlock avoidance. Now the second method, here the system is allowed to enter deadlock state, but what it does is that in frequent intervals it will check the state of the system, and once the deadlock is detected, it will call for a recovery algorithm. Okay, so when the deadlock is not detected and recovered, what will happen? The system performance will go down. Okay. Now moving on to the third solution. Here we ignore the problem altogether and pretend that deadlocks never occur in the system. So this may not seem as a viable solution, but it is. Why? Because deadlocks happen very rarely in a system, but the cost for implementing the methods to solve this problem is nowhere near it. So here OS doesn't implement any special method to solve the problem of deadlock. Rather, what it does is that it will go for a manual recovery mode. That is, this manual recovery mode is there in the system because when the system goes to a frozen state, there is an option for manual recovery. The same method is used when the system stops functioning because a deadlock has occurred. Okay, so other than that, there is no special method. Okay, so these are the 3 different methods on how we can handle a deadlock. We will see all these things like deadlock prevention, deadlock avoidance, detection, recovery. All these things will be seen in the later videos.